What's up, everyone? Welcome to a new episode of The Music Never Stops. I know I haven't done these in a while, really, because I've been. It's not that I haven't wanted to. It's just been like I just had to stop for a bit because of the way I had to upload it to YouTube, and then getting permission and not getting permission, and basically that's what was going on. And to summarize and not to stay too long, but given what we just went through as far as the past 3 episodes of moving with life, man, I don't know if you can hear us or not. Anyways, I knew I needed to make a change. I knew that, or at least just like a change, just like a split, in the podcast content, because went over 42 rules that Jordan B. Peterson has come up with through his experience and understanding of what life is really. And so because of that, I was like, man, like, even the last batch which was 26 through 42, was like, okay, that was a big chunk, that it made me like, oh man, like, yeah, I mean, it was just for me, like, even for some of the rules that I'm still trying to comprehend and understand for myself. It was like, yeah, I need to make a change. Well, fast forward a little bit, I had a friend that posted the song that we're going to go into today. So it came out in 2018. It's by Scotty McCreery, and we'll go into more of it later. But anyways, it was posted on an Instagram story, and I was like, oh, let me check it out. Turned out to be a good song. I feel like it relates, but it also gives us like just a little fresh breath of air. Yeah, breath of fresh air. Yeah, breath of fresh air. Breath of fresh air as far as what we had been going through as far as the principles, and now we can jump into this song for today. I guess it'd be like also like a little bonus episode for the week, and then we'll go from there. So here is "In Between" by Scotty McCreery.
City concrete, but a lot more small town dirt. I can see your pretty eyes reading me like a map, wondering who I am and where I'm at. I'm in between Friday night wild and quiet Sunday morning, between disappear, kick back on a white sand beach. I'm a far cry from being a one-night stand, but I ain't ready for a ring on my hand. I'm in between Friday night wild and quiet Sunday morning, between done after one and keep on pouring. Ain't too high, ain't quiet Sunday morning between done after one and keep on pouring. Ain't too high, ain't too low, just floating down the middle, steady as I go. I ain't all holy water, and I ain't all Jim Beam. I'm somewhere in between. Yeah, I'm somewhere in between.
So there you have it. I'm gonna pause this because we're done with that song for today. For right now. So yeah, I hope. Get my words straight here. I'm fumbling my words again. So there was In Between by Scotty McCreery. It was released on the Seasons Change record. Seasons Change record came out in 2018. He is one of the co-writers of the song. But yeah, so I mean, I don't keep up much with him. In the beginning, he was obviously very popular, but also I feel like even in the past 10 years, where I've kind of went lopsided to like, Americana, Texas country, red dirt, whatever you want to call it, folk. Especially because that was kind of like our world for a long time as far as playing and gigs and whatnot. But Scott McCreery, even then, he has been one of those that has kind of stayed true as far as I know, and as far as this song goes. I don't know if if it was ever a single or not. I mean, 2018 it was already 3 years ago that it came out, just about. So it could have very well been a single. Whether it was or not, I don't know. But in listening to it for the first time earlier, I don't even know, it was within the past week and a half of this episode being released. I was like, so there was enough on that clip on the Instagram story where I was like, oh, let me look it up and let me see what I can find about it. And it's funny because it's really a song about dichotomy. Like in the chorus, I'm in between Friday Night Wild and Quiet Sunday Morning, between done after one and keep on pouring. Ain't too high, ain't too low, just holding down the middle. I'm steady as I go. I ain't all holy water. I ain't all Jim Beam. I'm somewhere in between. And I feel like maybe some things that we believe in very strongly will just hit that straight on. But then there's other things where it leans us the other way. And because of that, we actually, in my opinion, from my experience for myself only, I can only speak for myself in this circumstance, but it still leaves you in the middle because it leaves you balanced. You're not all the way all the time one way, all the way all the time. Even to briefly bring up politics, for the majority of us, we're all kind of in the middle. You have your rights and your lefts, right? And it goes into that. But this song, I just wanted to bring it up because I feel like the fact that it's talking about dichotomy in a song, song version. Even in the first verse is like, I'm a little bit a ball cap, little bit pearl snap button down t-shirt, little bit big city concrete, but a lot more small town dirt. Even in those few lines, like, he's giving you that balance. He's going back and forth, and stuff like that. That's what gets me. It's like, oh, he's it's talking about balance, talking about how and I think that's what makes it relatable to me. Maybe it'll make it relatable to you. Like, and also for my friend that posted it, it makes a lot of sense for us, right? And it's like cool. And I don't know, and I've been jamming it pretty good too. And if you have a good system, even if it's like a good headphones, good Bluetooth speaker, or a good system in your car. Those all go a long way with the jam too. Like the instrumentation's rather simple, but the bass kit, the kick and the bass, they really get throughout the song. And I honestly don't have much more to say. I'm trying to think of the fact of just balance, just with everything that's happening and everything that's happened, 2020, it's like thinking about it now as things start opening up, which is really cool. I know the Texas is opening up, which is interesting. Or at least the governor is going to give the power to the people, I will say, because it seems like a lot of businesses still have a say in how they want to conduct the mask situation and their how many people they can let in, and that can go for restaurants, gyms, multiple things. It's not like it seems like, for at least from initially, because it's just got announced recently, and so I've been watching. I have been using social media to see what people that I know or I know that are back home, to see what business they're kind of doing, and it seems like even though the governor, yes, is opening up to everybody, he's opening up, he's allowing business to basically make their own decisions. It's what it seems like it's ending up being, versus just having a strict mandate for everyone. However, I feel like there will be that clash of like someone that wants to go into a restaurant that recognizes the need for masks, and this person wants to go in and eat, but they don't want to wear a mask. It's like, well, then you need to decide, if you're going to stay or not. And that's what it seems like it's going to end up being for a little while. But still, I will have to say that I think giving the businesses a choice as to how they want to run their business, which is kind of the point. That's kind of what they're doing anyways, especially for those small, I've briefly mentioned this too, is like, smaller businesses that, they need revenue, they need an income. Besides their food product being very good, it's like they have employees, they have themselves, they have they have the actual shop, the restaurant, the shop, whatever it is, to keep open. Giving them the leeway to say, hey, you want masks? Cool. You as a business can conduct your business the way you see fit now. And then with that, it's like, you have the balance of getting vaccinated versus not getting vaccinated. People are kind of skeptical. I got my 2 vaccines. I've been very fortunate to be in the situation that I'm in, but it seems like with everything else, there's just some people that you won't convince otherwise, and that's gonna be their choice. You have the people that are, and I was reading actually on I get this business email. It's a daily email, and it talks about, I think 8.4% of the U.S. has now been vaccinated, which is let me see if let me read the better number or more accurate numbers from this place. But anyways, okay, so far, it says in the U.S., 82.6 million doses, or 24.9 doses of every 100 people, have been administered, according to Bloomberg. That's up from 70.5 million doses last Saturday. That means 8.4% of the U.S. population is now fully vaccinated. And that's what I'm seeing too. Where I'm working is like, people are coming in for the second doses, which is good. And even then, I'll say 8.4. I mean, but we have over 300 million people here in the U.S. alone. That's a lot. I mean, it really is a lot of people. But the fact that 82.6 million doses have been administered, and now we're starting to tail in the second dose for people. So that means they're fully vaccinated. And then I was actually talking to a friend, and I guess you could say coworker. That once, because I think if I've understood right. That Johnson & Johnson, when they bring out their vaccine, it's going to be single dose. It's not going to be multi-dose, 2 doses. It's going to be just one that you're going to need, and then you'll be better and more secure than if you weren't vaccinated. And I feel like once they actually start rolling that vaccine out too, which will probably be sooner than later, because I don't know the timeline exactly, but it'll be sooner than later. Because I don't want to say, in a month, and it's not a month, but whatever timeline that is, that's going to be just more help to get more people the vaccine. I do think that teachers, if administration and state governments want kids to start opening up school again, or schools again, then yes, teachers need to be vaccinated stat if they haven't already. I know it was like healthcare provider, there was like tiers, but the fact that our teachers, they're not put on the back burner because they're going to be allowed to get it. But it's like, well, if we're going to open up schools, then they should probably get it too. I didn't mean to go so political on this episode, but it's all about. But again, it's so for me, it still resorts back to balance and like trying to figure out just what's the best call to make for now with the information we have, and then make adjustments as we go. A lot of criticism that I hear in general, whether it's at work, whether it's here as in like reading news, whatever financial news and whatever news I do get from that newsletter and from people that I know when I have conversations, it's like there's always criticism, but it's like, okay, but maybe this is the first time they do this, or maybe this is brand, like in the case of a pandemic, this is brand new for our generation, right? So it's like adjustments have to be made. You have and the thing is, with that adjustments being made by our elected officials, we have to be able to adapt to, the mask wearing, and the mask wearing, social distancing, like just the whole, the whole nine yards with the current situation. I'm trying to tail in the current situation, because that's what it is. It is a back and forth, but like if we could criticize a little bit less and just say okay and observe more. And then we can even I'll even tie in the principles I went through. It's like I'm glad I have them here. Rule number 4: you write a letter to the government if you see something that needs fixing and propose a solution. Like, hey, you guys implemented this law. It didn't work for me because of this. Maybe we should try this. Or, sir, ma'am, here's a solution that I have for our area, for where I'm at, or I'm a teacher, and this is what I'm seeing in my community. This is how I think we should fix it, versus going on Twitter and bitching about it, going on Facebook and bitching about it. It's like, like there's a balance there, and it ties into the song. So if you want, you can go check out. I'm gonna close out there. Short episode. I mean, I've been trying to do 30-minute episodes anyways, just because I feel like it's better to digest, especially like something like I happen to get my hands on for the last few episodes, where it's a lot of material, and if you want, you can deep think about it. If you don't want to, you can just listen to the principles, take them as you will. It's your perspective, it's your life, it's your building blocks that have now led you to tuning in and listening to these principles, and then listening to today's episode as well. But yeah, In Between by Scotty McCreery came out in 2018. I found it on Spotify. That's my go-to listening network of music and podcasts. I still use Apple Podcasts for the most part, but I have been trying to switch to using Spotify for everything audio. Just because now that Joe Rogan's on there, it makes it a little bit easier for me to just start knocking out episodes on there for everybody else. What I have been trying to do an adjustment I have been making is like trying to minimize like apps I use and just how I get to things. Even if it's like making payments or banks that I use, banks, apps. What else? Just trying to centralize everything, and it just to make it more of a have less things to make decisions, have less decision making things. Like, oh, am I going to here, or even like apps for like investing. I know people have like sometimes people have multiple like investing accounts. It's a little bit different. But when it comes to like multiple bank accounts and like something like that, it's like some of it's good as long as you know what you have both of them for, or you have a plan set up for yourself. But for me, I've been trying to just minimize some of those accounts, whether it's investing, whether it's apps that I use, which is social media, or audio stuff as far as like podcasts go and music in general, and Spotify. For me, at least for now, 90% of the stuff I listen to is on Spotify, whether it's a podcast or artist that I have discovered. So yeah, I think we're now. Okay, I think now we're good. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the song. Even if you listen to the song and maybe it'll turn you onto other music by Scotty McCreery if you haven't heard about him before. He has a lot of good stuff. This is the first time I've used him in the podcast as far as the music never stops. But hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Because I didn't mean to deep dive into the politics, but given our situation with the pandemic and politics and everything else, trying to get back to some normalcy. Personally, I will probably have my mask with me for a while. It's just from what I've seen. My circumstance for 2020 was a lot different because I was working in a hospital. So I see different things, have seen different things, will see different things than than a person who's not a healthcare worker. So because of that, I have a different perspective and a different point of view. So that's how it goes. So thanks for stopping in. I haven't made any merch for the Music Never Stops just because I had stopped it, so I didn't know when I was gonna. I didn't know when I was gonna continue. And today for this episode, because given again, just reiterating now, given the content that I have been reading through on here. It was if I knew I needed to take a turn. And there's some other things that are going to come up. The F1 series, F1 racing is going to start populating I think at the end of March. So I'm trying to figure that calendar out so that I can go through those, and then hopefully my goal for this year is to go through a whole season and kind of review, recap, remark, talk through some if not all the F1 races. It's only 20 races or something like that. It's like once or twice a month, something like that. So that's coming up. Baseball season just kicked off, spring training. So I might do like a all-inclusive like sports section. I don't know. It's too early to tell. I need to start looking at those calendars, start planning for that. So we'll see when we get there. But for now, I will keep learning. I actually got like 2 more books. So I got my book in for Jordan Peterson book, and then I got a Kamal Ravikant. So Naval Ravikant's brother has a couple books, and I bought one of them. I read 70 pages last night, and there's a lot of like actual information that will assist you if you don't know how to do certain things. And I have to get into that book another time. So I've been reading, been doing that, and I need to, So as far as planning goes, there's like a lot of stuff wheeling around in my head, but we'll take it one episode at a time, one podcast at a time, one day at a time. But still, principles still stand. Make sure you take care of yourself mentally and physically. Make sure you take care of your teams. Take care of your crew. If you're a leader / manager, you make sure you lead from the front. Lead by example. If you want to support the podcast, the link's in the show notes. If you want to talk, Instagram's there, email's there. And maybe. Depending on where I go with the Music Never Stops from here moving forward, maybe I'll try to see what ideas I have for merch. Because for now, it's just moving with life, trying to build that community, and the mindset of like, hey, yes, things happen, but there's a balance, and we can pull ourselves out of it. And there's ways to go about it. There's ways to get ourselves out of it, whether it's a mental thing or a physical thing. So. With that, I'm out. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you all very, very soon.